don't think you know any of the Maggards, but about a year ago, a Maggard died, and he gave a lot of things to the museum. And he had come back to live. He had worked in Kentucky and New York and stuff. He was a great guy, and he lived near Osterdock when he came back, and he was very ill. He was dying of cancer. And his grandfather, and I can remember Maggard, he had a junkyard and collected old cars and all this kind of stuff. But he wrote a poem, I think it's 12 pages long, an epic poem on the tragedy of Lover's Leap. And it was a story of Lou Melville, and the descendants claim that it's a true story. He fell in love with White Cloud, an Indian maiden, and Lou watched the Indians come up, or he followed them to a certain part and watched them. They came up the Turkey River, and they got lead. Lead was very important. So he planned to follow him. White Cloud told him not to, it was too dangerous. But he did. And of course this epic poem goes on and on about the love of the two and all this stuff. But she followed him. Well, the Indians knew that Lou was following him, and they accosted him right here at Lover's Leap. And of course, there was no road then, you know, be on the peak. And they had this big fight, and he shoved the Indians off the bank from the top of the hill, and he was all caught up and practically dying. She finds him up there, and she said, oh yeah, that's it. Well, she finds him up there and thinks he's dead. So she jumps off the cliff down to the river, and when he wakes up, he sees her slippers her moccasins that she left beside him. He looks down and sees her, and he goes down, and she says, "Is that you, Lou?" And I don't know why that always struck me so funny. Is that you, Lou? Well, anyway, she dies, and he goes back to his settlement down south on the Turkey someplace. But the descendants claim that it was a true story. So if you ever want to read it, come over to the museum, and I'll get out that poem, and you can spend an evening reading it, okay?